Welcome back to the basement. This is Craig with Totokyu Trading, and following up on what was 10-ish days, 10 days in the making. A lot has happened in 10 days. We got set up down in here in the basement, sold through way more shit than I thought we would, just so much. Courtesy of TikTok Shop. Shout out to my account manager, Nate. Dude knows what he's doing. It also helps that for the first 2 months that you are on TikTok Shop, you get special coupons, or like people get special discounts for shopping in your store. They're also doing like deal for you days right now, so there's a lot of incentives for people to be purchasing on there. Stuff that has really moved quickly would be like all my Destin Rivals stuff that I had. Pretty much all gone. I think I just have some sleeved boosters left. And the 151 poster collections. I mean, to be fair, I was sort of blowing them out. They were, or still are, a really good deal if they're still available. So, you know, that's in part due to my choice to sell them at what I'm selling them at. But I guess I could have not been so aggressive in my pricing, but it didn't seem like things were moving. And then everything started moving, so I should probably pump the brakes on that so that my inventory doesn't just get burnt up to a crisp and I have a hard time sourcing new stuff, especially since I'm sort of just like living off of the crumbs that we're able to procure from distro. I'm not really thinking I'm going to be able to be competitive in purchasing collections. Like, I'm not going to want to pay 85% of market for a collection because, I mean, selling it at 100% and then you factor in shipping, like, it just doesn't make sense. So I won't be able to compete with the big dogs, and so I just don't think I'll be able to get a lot of sealed product. My one saving grace might be Japanese product, but if you've watched any content on this previously, like, Japanese is great because it's available and you can get it, but it sucks because everybody has it, so it's kind of difficult to get margins that make sense on Japanese as well. So it could just be where we're at in the market, or maybe I need to be more creative in how I'm selling this stuff. So that's on me to figure out. And I have considered buying like a bunch of different sets of Japanese and just building out like variety packs. I've seen those be pretty successful, and I think they are like a pretty good value for somebody who is just looking to purchase like a bunch of packs for a good deal and just like get to ripping. So I might do something like that. Definitely something I'm considering. But back to the week that was. Like I said, it started off really slow. The website was getting no traction, and I wasn't getting too many views on the content I was making. But I know that, like, you know, you're just not gonna get views, you're not going to get subs or followers, like, unless you're consistent and just put in the work and do it every day and you show up, right? Like, you got to do it every day, multiple times a day. You got to post stuff, and I've definitely seen my average view count go way up, even just within 10 days here. This being a YouTube video, it's a little different. I wanted to post like 2 or 3 of these a week, but this past week I had COVID, and it was difficult enough just to get like shorts out on top of being sick as shit. I mean, you can probably still hear it. Like, I'm not 100%, and you know, my wife got COVID, my baby got COVID, so we were all home sick, and yeah, we're fighting through it. I focused a lot of my time and attention on being with them. I've, as you may know from the 14 of you that have watched the previous videos, that I left my job at the beginning of the month with another trading card company, trading card reseller. I don't know what you want to call it, hobby shop, whatever. I left my job with them, and the job I had lined up I won't be starting there until the end of this month. So I essentially get a month-long vacation. I have a month where I can focus all of my work hours attention on what I'm doing here in the basement. So that's what I plan on doing. Unfortunately, COVID kind of got in the way for the first week here, but what are you going to do? That's just life. So started off slow. Not many TikTok shop orders. Did not get shit going on the website. Still haven't. I do not know how Brian at Pokémon built a website and got people to go to it, move off platform. That guy is a G for getting that to work. I haven't been able to do that yet, but I'm not going to give up. I'm going to have the website. My Shopify website is linked directly to my TikTok shop, so it's always going to be there. But the TikTok shop went wild. I got 56 orders over the last 2 days, just out of nowhere, seemingly. And again, I think it was my sort of aggressive pricing, plus the fact that TikTok was giving out coupons or discounts or whatever for my new shop. So 56 orders, and that was $3,100 in sales. That might be post fees. I don't think it's post shipping. So 31, 21, 38. For those of you who want the exact number, $3,121.38. 56 orders on TikTok shop. Like I said, mostly Destin Rivals. I went through all 25 of the booster bundles I had. I had 36 151 poster collections, and most of those are gone. The sleeved, I'm down to the bare minimum. And I had the Charizard EX premium collection boxes with the lenticular Charizard. All 6 of those are sold, so I only had the one case. What are you going to do? So, yeah, I don't have too much left over. What I do have left over is a ton of Surging Sparks. So many Surging... Well, I mean, for what I'm doing down here. I had 4 cases of the Surging Sparks booster bundles. I sold 2 boxes, so I have 78 boxes of Surging Sparks left. And Twilight Masquerade booster bundles, I have a decent amount of those. I think we have 24 of the 25 we had left over. And that is mostly what I have. Some inventory that I haven't listed yet, which is technically my personal collection, that I've been kind of avoiding listing for sale, is mostly Pokemon Center ETBs that I collected, up to Scarlet Violet base. So I missed out on Evolving Skies, and I think I sold or opened my Fusion Strike ones. And I definitely opened my Pokemon 151 ones, and that was a mistake, ladies and gentlemen. That was a big mistake, but I wanted to rip something with my wife, and I took them off the shelf. This was, it couldn't have been too long after they came out, so that was, that hurts. I think I had 4 of them. I might have had a sealed case. That one hurts, for sure. I got some Lily collections, the Lily Premium Tournament collections, which for whatever reason, those things are slept on. 6-packs, promo, sleeves, all that jazz. I think is a pretty good deal, but certainly slept on. And then I have some Japanese black-white booster boxes. I will have maybe like 200 packs of black and white combined for next weekend, but no guarantees on that. I do plan on running a live stream on the TikTok. But yeah, TikTok shop, looking good. My account manager wants me to go live, and that's just mostly for exposure reasons. Having the flat affect that I do, I'm not super excitable, and I feel super fake when I pretend to care about people's hits, because I've opened thousands upon thousands of packs. This stuff is not exciting for me, right? Opening the product for other people is not exciting, not for me, and I'm not big into faking that just to drive views or sales or whatever. It's just I'm gonna be the guy that's streaming where people are gonna show up because they enjoy being abused by me. I'm just gonna make fun of them for spending their money on shiny cardboard, even though I'm the 36-year-old dude peddling said shiny cardboard. So it's just gonna be me ripping on people for several hours and then calling it a day. I don't plan on making it my empire, the streaming thing. I do understand that it's it can be pretty important to grow through that, especially since I have such a limited amount of inventory. It might behoove me to tax people for the opening of their stuff. I mean, that's why those prices are what they are, right? You are being charged for the entertainment of somebody opening the packs for you, so you can get the immediate knowledge of what's in that pack, instead of being the sealed investors or sealed collectors who just want to put sealed stuff, preferably with stop tape on it, on a shelf and forget about it until it's appreciated to a point where it makes sense to sell. So, yeah, I'll be live streaming a couple times a week on TikTok, and I'll probably put a link in the description or something. Outside of the TikTok shop, I also had orders on TCG Player. I did 92 orders. I think 50 of those I still have to package up. So those all came in overnight and today, but it's the weekend. Technically, they don't have to go out till Monday, but I do think I'm going to get those packaged up tomorrow, and it's only going to get worse through the weekend. This is typically when people are buying on from TCG Player, is through the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And if you've ever done TCG Player before in your life, or sold on there, you'll know Monday is a day to be hated, because if you're a direct seller, Friday, Saturday, Sunday you get your most sales, and then Monday you got to ship out a couple thousand cards to TCG Player, and they have to be in the exact order that TCG Player is asking for them in, which is chronological, reverse chronological order by set, and then alphabetized within each set. I will repeat that. Reverse chronological order by set, and then alphabetical within each set. Oh, and you have a separate stack of foils, and then it goes into non-foils, and they're not commingled. So yeah, the direct reimbursement invoices can be a real pain in the ass, but it's one of the best places to sell bulk cards, right? So what was my profit for the week? I have no fucking idea. No clue. Right? I bought a bunch of stuff and I sold a bunch of stuff, and I don't have QuickBooks set up yet. And like most people will be like, I sold $579 of stuff on TCG Player, and then like put plus $579 right here, whatever, make you think they made $579 in profit, which probably isn't really true. For me, that $579 of sales, that's after fees. So we'll just say $580 after fees. I obviously have to have spent something on those cards. But as far as I'm concerned, most of it's bulk that I couldn't even put a price on. I'm just going to say it's free. A lot of it's bulk. My brother donated a bunch of like Magic bulk to the cause. And I had some other Magic cards just like in my collection I threw in. So, I mean, that's all. Anything I sell on TCG Player after the cost of like the supplies and stuff is pure profit to me. It's just all going to get reinvested anyway, so it doesn't even really matter. And the things that I reinvested my money into this week were quality of life stuff. So as you can see on my neck here, 16 minutes in, I'm pointing this out. I did go out and buy a microphone I can plug into my iPhone. I do want to produce better content, and I feel like in order to pull off some of the shots and stuff that I want to do, I need one of these portable mic things. So I went ahead and took the dive. Amazon Prime Days just happened this past week, so I spent, what was it, $76 on these portable mics. I did also spend $66 on a mic for the computer so I can do like voiceovers and stuff. Ideally, I would prefer to use that for stuff like this as well, but I don't have a webcam. Although I did find my wife's older GoPros. I mean, they have to be like 7 years old at this point, but they're 4K. So I found her old GoPros, and I guess technically I could use those as like a webcam. And I could use OBS to do these shots. Right now I'm just using my iPhone. It's just easier this way. I'm not really... I mean, I'm making this video to like grow and put it out into the algorithm. I know this is not going to get like thousands of views, and I'd be lucky if there's even a couple people who decided to put this on and listen to it all the way through. So thank you if you're here still. So I bought some microphones. I did get some subscriptions set up. So I set up CapCut for video editing. I know it's not like the best, and I only have so many skills when it comes to video editing, so having something quick and easy that I can do on my desktop or on my phone, wherever I happen to be, is great. That's $20 a month, which is kind of high, but it's definitely cheaper than Adobe. So we're going to start small. We'll level up as we go. And to that effect, I really got used to using Photoshop, and I'm certainly missing it now. Before that, I used Pixlr, and I know Canva has like a Canva Pro, but learning Canva is like learning Photoshop all over again. And I know Pixlr and Photoshop, so I'm just going to stick to what I know. I'm sure Canva is a great platform, and there's a bunch of like really cool tools I could use. It's just a lot to need to learn another photo editing software. So I just went back to Pixlr. It's $7 a month. I don't plan on doing anything crazy. And if I really feel like I want to do a lot of like technical photo editing, I'll get Photoshop. But like, I'm making like YouTube thumbnails that don't need to be super impressive. I'm not a graphic designer. I'm not going to design people's logos. I'm not going to, pretend to be able to do shit like that. So, as much as I want to change up like the font and stuff for the logo I have now, I'm not going to put my time and energy into that at the moment. I think honestly, just producing content that it doesn't even need to be like perfectly tailored or like edited super well. I think just doing a couple of things would really help, and I've seen that already in the short form stuff I've done. I saw a video that suggested making a cut every 2 seconds because the human attention span is shit. That, and I need better hooks. So I think that's really where I'm focusing my attention, is getting better at setting the hook and then better at keeping attention. And I don't really need like super high-end editing skills to do that, right? So I'm just not even going to worry about it right now. I also got I don't think it's down here. Oh yeah, it is. It's right here. I got a non-machinable stamper. Hell yeah. Now I don't have to write non-machinable on my envelopes, bitch. That's going to save me all sorts of seconds. Yeah. So that thing cost me $10, but to not have to write non-machinable out, it's so worth it for how many envelopes I have to ship. Yeah, so those were like my quality of life purchases. I also had to buy a bunch of stamps, just so many stamps for all these 92 TCG player orders. I think like 3 or 4 of them have gone in bubble mailers and the rest are plain white envelope. So I just need like a ton of stamps. I used to use stamps.com and like actually print out envelopes with all the information on them and stuff, and I probably should go back to that because it's going to save me 5 or 6 cents per stamp. And when if you're doing more than 100 envelopes a month, it makes sense to pay stamps.com $5 a month. I think it might be 15 now. So yeah, I'd have to be sending out 300 orders a month or more to break even on like getting the 5-cent discount. So I'll have to look into that. Otherwise, I'm just going to stick stamps to my envelopes. It's whatever. I'll take the extra time and not have to feed stuff through my printer and switch paper over and all that. And like, I don't know how much I'm going to continue to do on TCG Player. Like, I have all this sort of like bulk and singles listed. Most of it's Magic the Gathering. And this is more like, I'm focused more on Pokemon. Although I do think we're going to be doing a bit more Magic stuff, just because, one, that's where this all began for me, is Magic the Gathering, and I really enjoy Magic. And two, because we don't get too much distribution, just to continue to fuel the fire, I'll need other trading card games that aren't Pokemon. And again, I love Magic, so I'm going to do what I can to stock Magic. I don't think I'll be able to do anything with like Lorcana. One Piece I'll only be able to get in Japanese, and I have a ton of the new PRB 02 coming in a couple weeks. I mean, a ton for me. I'm getting 100 boxes, 5 cases, which is a lot. I went out on a limb, and I'm like, this set, the PRB 01, the best, number 1 was and continues to be a pretty big hit. So I wanted to take the dive and get a bunch of this, and I'll probably do like a weekend live event on TikTok selling those. I think the goal is going to be either 55 or 60 a box, ripped live. I'll probably do like 60 a box ripped live, or 55 shipped sealed. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I think my cost basis is like almost 45 a box, which is quite a lot. Especially if I'm going to try and sell them for 55 shipped sealed, because it's going to cost me like $7 on average to ship those things. Ooh, I can hear my wife stomping around. Is she coming down? If she's coming down, I gotta pause the video. Or I could just edit her out, whatever. Just, you guys will see me lean over like this, just kissing air. Nah, I would just cut. I'm gonna cut this section out right here. Wasting my time cutting that shit out. Yep, so PRBO2. Yeah, so I'll have 100 boxes of that. I'm going to have to figure out exactly how I'm going to handle selling those. But more than likely, going to be doing a live, like, rip and ship event on TikTok. And, yeah, the only other, like, sales I had was the big cash deal. And this is on YouTube, so I guess you guys don't know too much about this unless you're following me on TikTok as well. So make sure you are following the TikTok. But I found some cases of Hidden Fates tins. So I found somebody who had 4 sealed cases of Hidden Fates tins, and he was selling them for $1,400 a case. I had to drive an hour to go pick them up, but so it's $1,400 a case. You break it down to a per pack price. The per pack comes out to like $29.25 a pack. And then I found somebody local to buy all 192 packs for $32.50 a pack. So I made just over $3 per pack, and all I had to do is drive an hour south, pick those up, drive an hour back. Yeah, ended up making, I don't know, like $450 from that whole thing. And again, like, I reinvested like profits into quality of life improvements, right? I do wonder what my next step on that would be. I have a Rollo printer, courtesy of my boy Manny. He has no need for it, so he hooked me up with his Rollo, which is great because I was going to just stick labels. Like, I was going to cut out labels because I didn't think I would be getting too many sales. Thank God he gave me that thing, because otherwise I would have bought one today. And I just had to delete a ton of stuff off of my phone because I just maxed out my storage, because we're like almost 30 minutes in shooting a 4K video. Where were we? Yeah, so I broke down a bunch of Hidden Fates tins and sold the packs. I took the profit, I put it into quality of life improvements and some supply stuff. I also spent like $230 on boxes and shipping materials because didn't have enough variety in the boxes that I have here. I'm afraid it's going to take me a bit of time to get some of this stuff shipped out, which is not what I wanted, but unfortunately that's where we're at. Stuff has awkward sizes, so it just makes it difficult to ship them all. But yeah, so that's like the first 10 days of Totokyu wrapped up. A plan going forward would be some lives, whether we're doing rip and ships or I'm just hanging out and packing orders for people as they purchase stuff. I'm not really sure. I don't have a ton of inventory as is right now, so unless I'm going to go in on some Japanese product, I'm probably not going to have much for those lives or events anyhow. So I'd really just be going live to try to capture more follows and get people more interested in what I'm doing. So, I might do that. I might even just establish a day where I'm just going to be like gaming or something. And that's something I haven't really done for myself. People say like practice self-care, and I haven't for a while, right? And I used to play some games that I really enjoyed, and I really got away from that and focused all of my attention on work. And maybe I can do a little bit of both at the same time, where I'm like, providing myself with an outlet of entertainment and fun, while I also get to entertain others, and it's getting my name out there. Although, some people will show up and be like, oh, I like that this guy streams this thing, and then they'll never find the shop. So I don't know if that makes sense, but maybe if it's Pokemon related, maybe not. Well, I don't know, whatever. I'm just rambling on at this point, so get out of my face.